Thanks for tuning into the Conscious Hour. Let me give some historical perspective. On February 3rd of 2024, Jared Kushner was at Harvard University talking about the future city of Gaza, that eventually there'll be a future city there. There was $40 billion that they estimated they would cost to build Gaza into this new future city. I did some further research and I found there was actually $400 billion that was committed, but it's committed to build basically, I call it a Viva Las Vegas, all the way up the coastline of Palestine, all the way into Lebanon. And that makes it very easy for you to understand why they're demolishing all that. And they've been taking all the Palestinians and shoving them in one little spot in Gaza. Now the question is, do you really think that they're going to let the Palestinians live there? Listen closely.
Let me start, Larry, with Jared Kushner. He has met with Hamas leadership, and he says he affirmed to the Hamas leadership that Donald Trump is determined to proceed with his plan regarding the Gaza Strip, and the United States rejected any plan to displace the residents of the Gaza Strip. We know that before they were talking about J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, they're talking about no annexation of the West Bank for Israel. And right now with the case of Gaza, how much of what they're doing right now, Jared Kushner is doing, is gonna produce some sort of positive outcome for Palestinians?
No, I don't know. I mean, honestly, look, the positive sign is they're talking, and he's talking directly to Hamas apparently. So that's good news. He's not ignoring them, and he's saying, and he's telling them at least, they're not going to be displaced. So, but is that something I'd take to the bank as a ironclad promise that won't be broken? No. So, at least. It's a move in the right direction.
Yeah. Al Jazeera reported that Kushner advised Hamas leadership not to rely on the results of the Israeli elections, and that Israel is united with the United States on its position regarding the Gaza Strip. What is that unification? What is that? What does that mean, that Israel is united with the United States?
I have no idea. I have no idea what he means. I mean, that seems to contradict what he said before.
Yeah.
I mean, the initial quote you read seemed to imply, hey, we're not going to allow the Palestinians in Gaza to be displaced. And then he says the United States is 100% with Israel. Israel wants to displace the Palestinians, so that's what I'm saying. It's very contradictory. And Kushner sounds like he's trying to please everybody, and when you try to do that, you please no one.
You also need to remember that the two negotiators for settlements were who? Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff. Both of them are in the real estate investment business. That's why that $400 billion, this fits right into the Greater Israel Project that's been on the books, say, from 1948 on. And now they're moving into that direction. Will the rest of the media speak about this? No, because they didn't remember that Jared Kushner was in Gaza on April 26th of 2024 promoting a future city of Gaza. And I made a video of that. They called it Viva Las Vegas, Gaza. Keep going on this one.
There were reports of Turkey, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and all these GCC countries coming together and condemning Israel, and because they don't want to go to the next step of that agreement they had with the Board of Peace. And do you think that are they going to be able to put pressure on Donald Trump? These countries all together, and Pakistan, Indonesia, all these countries coming together, Jordan.
They're useless. The big talkers don't do anything. So far we've seen Hell, they could have stood up. They didn't need to wait for Donald Trump to put them together to stand up and not only condemn, but take some sort of concrete action to punish Israel for the genocide of the Palestinians. And they haven't done it. So, they're engaged with what I'll just call it political theater.
And that's exactly what it is. It's political theater. And so you go on and turn on NBC, CBS, CNN, whatever, and you'll hear them talk this very positive thing that everything's moving forward, they're going to have great success. And I don't spend much time watching them, but I had an opportunity today to go in, and I turned the TV on in another part of my house that was on CNN, and I couldn't believe what they were saying. It's like you've done no investigative journalism. You're reading from a script, and you're staying on script, and you won't break off script, even though you'll see absolute 100% proof that the Palestinians in Gaza are being still slaughtered, still killed, still murdered, getting 1 to 2 meals a day at the most, having to haul water because there's really they have to go haul their own water. They don't have water trucks there dispersing water or anything else. And they've quarantined them into a small little area. So do you really think that Israel cares about them? Do you really think that Jared Kushner and the developer Steve Witkoff and that $400 billion care about a bunch of people in their way? It's all political theater. It's the Conscious Hour. Please share and like this, and give me your comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in to the Conscious Hour.